The links panel is super useful with linked layers in Affinity Photo. Simply create a shape, just any shape. It could be a diamond shape, or it could be a pixel layer, it could be text, etc. What you can then do with that design, you can go over to Duplicate Linked from the layer menu. That just creates another shape, exactly the same as the other one, exactly the same. Now they're linked exactly. The properties you get in the links are different. So if you've got text, it will be a different set of properties to this one. If it's a pixel layer, it'll be different as well. And again, what you can do, layer, duplicate linked, and then layer and duplicate linked. So I'm going to create 4. It could be 100, could be 50, whatever. And you can see the designs there. Now what you can do, you can actually scroll through them. You can go to still, however, where is this panel? View, Studio, and Links. Just find it there. And you can run through them. All the ones that are linked, you can just go through and you can see it just change there. However, say you go to this one, and I'm just going to pull this one away slightly from the others so it's clearer. So this one, and this could be the same for any of the others. So what I can do, say blending modes and range, and I'll just have that cross over a bit. Shall I just put that above? So just put that up on top. Yes, that one is on top now, and it's just on top of that one. Now if I go through blending modes, what happens? You can see what happens. It just changes. But I don't want that for all this one. I want this one to be detached. So I'm just going to click this there. So that's detached. Now if I go through normal, that just changes. And it only changes for that one. It's all the others. They just don't know about this being linked. They're not linked to this one anymore, just for the blending modes. Now if I go over here and change the opacity, so opacity there, that will change. So it's still linked for opacity, still linked for layer effects, still linked for vector shapes. All those sort of things are all still linked. So if I go and change the colour, so let's just go to the gradient tool and I just change the colour and I can just change that. They all change. Now if I decide, well, I don't want the colour to be linked for that one, I can go again over here and click. Now if I change the colour, you see move it around, the others don't change. However, now if I go to the others, let's just go to that one. Let's go to this one up here. Now you can still see that is still linked. That one is linked to that one to that one. This one, it's not linked to. So that's those 3. And you can have obviously different settings for different things to be linked or not linked. But it's always just for that shape, the links. So if you go to another one, it's all back to being linked to that group of 3. So it gets a slightly weird combination where you've got some things linked, some things not linked, and that sort of thing for different shapes. So you can create a whole range of different combinations. So you could have, like this one, could say have a, let's just go and I'm going to unlink, say, the layer effects. So layer effects there, I can just click there. So now those 3 are connected with layer effects, but this one isn't. So I can just go to effects, and I say 3D. So let's just go for 3D. Oh, Gaussian blur, don't want that one. Always does that one first. That's the one I want, 3D. I don't want Gaussian blur. But say I might want Gaussian blur, but so I've got those ones. None of these ones now have got the same style because of course it's just, they're not connected. So that one, if I move that way. Now if I go to this one, you can see layer effects are connected, but they're only connected to those 3. All those 3 are connected. So if I go over to the layer effects, and this time I will use the blur. So 3D is not on. That one's still got 3D. So Gaussian blur, then I can add Gaussian blur to that one. Those 3 are all affected. Now what I can do, so I select that one and I decide, you know what, I don't want that to be connected anymore with the layer effects. So I can disconnect it. So disconnected. Now you can still see the layer effects are still attached. So you've still got the effect. You haven't lost, it doesn't just go, ooh, delete the effect. It's still got it. However, now they're separate, you can go down to the effects and say, you know what, I don't want the blur for that one. Just remove it. So that one's got no blur now. Or you could change a different setting, etc. Likewise, you've got there. But if you go to, say, vector line style, you've got vector line style, which is slightly confusing since they call it stroke up here and not vector line. So I can go here now and I say, just change that. And I'm just going to change that, say, for all of them. All of them will change because they're all linked. If you run through it, see, I just click there, you can see everyone, all four, are linked with the vector line star. So I decide, you know, that one there, I don't want to be linked. So I can again disconnect that. So that one's disconnected. These ones are still linked. So you can run through it. Now only 3 are connected. And again, I can change the size and that can be reduced down. But this one will still remain with that stroke. And you can just run through these things and you can do the whole lot. So if you decide you want to break the whole of the link, you can just break the link to this one. So this one, I don't want to be connected at all. Well, you might just obviously decide you don't want it to be linked at all. And that just removes that link. Now you don't know from this particularly what's linked or not. This is the key panel, the links panel. Now there is also an option over here. Drag a layer here. It just says there, and it just here from layers page to links. Have to say, I have not got that to work. Terrible omission, I know. I might do another video when I do work out how to actually get it done, but somehow it doesn't seem to work particularly in an obvious way for me. So that's for another video, and I will admit that. Perfectly happy to admit there's quite a few things in Affinity Photo I do not know about. In fact, zillions of things, which is great because you can explore more and more things. However, one key thing is as soon as you apply effect, filter, the link is broken. That's definitely one thing. So, because what happens, it will convert it into a pixel layer and that's it. You've lost that link for that one. So no change, etc. will make any difference. But these ones are still ellipses and they will still have that linking. Hope you found this tutorial of interest. Always adding tutorials all the time. This is part of a sequence of tutorials and I will be adding a few more to that as well. So please check those out. A like or dislike, always appreciated. Thank you much.